Life knocks us down. It's a universal truth. A shared experience that binds us all. But here's the thing, it's not about the fall. It's about what happens next. It's about the moment you decide to get back up, to rise, to become stronger than you were before. That's what we're here to talk about today. Falling isn't failure. Falling is part of the journey. It's a checkpoint. A moment that tests your resolve, your determination, your very essence. But it's what you do in that moment, lying there on the ground, that defines who you are and who you'll become. A time you fell. Maybe it was a business venture that didn't pan out. A relationship that crumbled. A dream that seemed to slip through your fingers. How did you feel in that moment? Defeated, hopeless. Like giving up was the only option left. And now, I want you to think about something else. Think about the person you are today. The strength you've gained. The wisdom you've acquired. The resilience you've built. Would you be who you are without those falls? Every fall is an opportunity. An opportunity to learn, to grow, to become better than you were before. It's nature's way of testing us, of pushing us to our limits so we can break through them. When you fall, you have two choices. You can stay down, or you can get up. And let me tell you something, getting up isn't just about standing again. It's about standing taller, standing stronger, standing with more purpose than ever before. A tree for a moment. When strong winds blow, the tree doesn't just stand there rigidly, it bends its way. Sometimes it even loses a few branches. But what happens after the storm? The tree grows back stronger. Its roots dig deeper into the earth. Its trunk becomes more resilient. It doesn't just survive the storm, it uses the storm to become better. That's what I'm asking of you today. Be that tree. Use your falls to grow stronger roots. Use them to build a more resilient core. Use them to reach higher than you ever thought possible. And now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but you don't understand. My fall was too big. The pain was too much. I can't get back up from this. And to you, I say this, yes, you can. You are stronger than you know. You are more resilient than you believe. And you have a power within you that's just waiting to be unleashed. Remember, the size of your fall doesn't determine the height of your rise. In fact, often, the harder we fall, the higher we can bounce back. Why? Because those big falls strip away our fear. They show us what we're truly made of. They reveal strengths we never knew we had. Do you think they got where they are without falling? Without failing? Without moments where they thought about giving up? Of course not. What sets them apart is not that they didn't fall. It's that they chose to rise every single time. Take Thomas Edison. For example, he failed thousands of times before he successfully created the light bulb. But do you know what he said about those failures? He said, I have not failed. I have just found 10.00 that won't work. That's the mindset of someone who knows how to rise stronger. Or consider J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, Rowling faced numerous rejections. She was a single mother living on welfare. But she didn't let those falls define her. Instead, she used them as fuel for her fire. She rose, and she rose stronger. These stories aren't exceptions. They're examples of what's possible when you choose to rise stronger after every fall. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Rising stronger takes work. It takes commitment. It takes a decision you have to make every single day. But I promise you, it's worth it. Because when you commit to rising stronger, you're not just changing your circumstances, you're changing who you are. You're becoming a version of yourself that you never even knew existed. So how do we do it? How do we ensure that every time we fall, we rise stronger? Let me share with you a few principles that can guide you on this journey. Embrace the fall. Yes, you heard that right. Embrace it. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Don't pretend it didn't happen. Embrace it fully. Feel the pain, the disappointment, the frustration. Why? Because those emotions are fuel. They're the raw material you'll use to build your comeback. When you embrace the fall, you take away its power to define you. You transform it from an ending into a beginning. You turn it from a period into a comma. Remember, the story isn't over just because you've fallen. In fact, that's often where the real story begins. A boxer in the ring, when they get knocked down, do they pretend it didn't happen? Do they try to ignore the pain? No, they feel it. They acknowledge it. And then they use it. They use it to fuel their determination, to sharpen their focus, to ignite their fighting spirit. That's what embracing the fall is all about. It's about acknowledging where you are so you can clearly see where you need to go. It's about using the energy of the fall to propel yourself forward. Learn from the fall. Every fall comes with a lesson. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes it's hidden. But it's always there. Your job is to find it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? What would I do differently next time? This isn't about beating yourself up or dwelling on mistakes. It's about extracting wisdom from experience. It's about turning your falls into stepping stones for your future success. Remember, wisdom isn't just about knowing what to do. It's also about knowing what not to do. And often, our falls teach us more about what not to do than any success ever could. Consider the story of Steve Jobs. When he was fired from Apple, the company he co-founded, it was a massive fall. But Jobs didn't just wallow in his failure. He learned from it. He used that time to explore new ideas, to develop new skills, to gain new perspectives. And when he returned to Apple years later, he used those lessons to lead the company to unprecedented success. That's the power of learning from your falls. It's not just about avoiding the same mistake twice. It's about gaining insights that can propel you to heights you never imagined possible. Third, use the fall as motivation. Let it light a fire inside you. Let it awaken a determination you didn't know you had. Use the memory of that fall to push you forward when things get tough. Motivation isn't always about feeling good. Sometimes the most powerful motivation comes from a place of never again will I let myself fall like that. Never again will I be in that position. Never again will I feel that way. That's not negativity. That's not dwelling on the past. That's using your past to fuel your future. That's turning your wounds into wisdom. Your scars into stars. Olympic athletes, do you think they're motivated by the good times? By the easy training sessions? No. They're motivated by the times they fell short. By the competitions they lost. By the medals they missed. They use those moments as fuel to push harder, to train longer, to become better. You can do the same. You can use your falls as fuel for your rise. You can let the memory of those tough times push you to create better times. You can use the pain of your falls to drive you towards the joy of your rises. Redefine your relationship with failure. Most people see failure as the opposite of success. But that's not true. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. It's a stepping stone to success. It's the price you pay for success. When you redefine your relationship with failure, you take away its power to stop you. You see it for what it really is: feedback, information, data that you can use to adjust your course and move forward. If you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You're not stretching yourself. You're not growing. And a life without growth is a life half lived. Consider the world of scientific research. Scientists don't see failed experiments as failures. They see them as data points, as valuable information that helps them refine their hypotheses, adjust their methods, and move closer to breakthroughs. You can adopt the same mindset in your life. See your failures not as endings, but as experiments, not as verdicts, but as feedback. Not as stop signs, but as detours guiding you to a better path. Build a support system. Rising stronger doesn't mean you have to do it alone, in fact. Trying to do it alone often makes it harder than it needs to be. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who support you, who push you to be better. These people are your cheerleaders when you're down, your coaches when you're stuck, your mirrors when you need to see yourself clearly. They're the ones who will remind you of your strength when you forget it. They're the ones who will believe in you when you struggle to believe in yourself. But remember, a support system isn't just about receiving support. It's also about giving it. When you help others rise stronger, you strengthen your own ability to do so. You reinforce the principles in your own life. You create a community of strength that lifts everyone higher. A sports team. When one player falls, the others don't just stand and watch. They rush to help. They offer a hand up. They provide encouragement. And in doing so, they not only help their teammate, they strengthen the entire team. You can create that same dynamic in your life. Build a network of people who support each other, who lift each other up, who help each other rise stronger. Be there for others when they fall, and they'll be there for you. Celebrate your rises often. We're so focused on the next goal, the next challenge, that we forget to acknowledge how far we've come. But celebrating your rises is crucial. It reinforces your strength. It builds your confidence. It reminds you of what you're capable of. Every time you rise stronger, take a moment to acknowledge it. Feel proud of yourself. Let that pride fuel you for the next challenge. Because there will always be a next challenge. Life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. Mountain climbers, do they wait until they reach the summit to celebrate? No, they celebrate each milestone along the way. Each difficult section conquered, each height gained. These celebrations give them the energy and motivation to keep pushing towards the peak. You can do the same in your life. Celebrate your rises, no matter how small they might seem. Celebrate the times you chose to get back up. The times you pushed through when you wanted to give up. The times you rose stronger than before. These celebrations aren't just moments of joy, they're fuel for your next rise. Keep perspective. Remember, falling is not the end. It's not even the exception. It's the rule. Everyone falls. Everyone fails. Everyone faces setbacks. What sets people apart is how they respond to those falls. When you're in the middle of a fall, it can feel like the whole world is crashing down around you, but zoom out. Look at the bigger picture. This fall is just one moment in the grand story of your life. And you get to decide what role it plays in that story. Will it be the moment that broke you? Or will it be the moment that made you? Will it be the chapter where your story ended? Or will it be the chapter where your real story began? a GPS system. When you take a wrong turn, does it shut down? Does it tell you the trip is over? No, it simply recalculates. It finds a new route. It keeps you moving towards your destination. You can be your own GPS when you fall. When you take a wrong turn, don't shut down. Don't give up. Recalculate. Find a new route. Keep moving towards your goals. Keep perspective. And remember, this fall is just a detour, not a dead end. Take action. Rising stronger isn't just about mindset. It's about action. It's about doing something, anything to move forward. Even if it's just a small step, even if you're not sure it's the right step, action creates momentum. And momentum is powerful when you've fallen. The hardest part is often that first move, that first step. But once you take it, you'll find the next one easier. And the one after that easier still. Before you know it, you're not just rising, you're soaring. Remember, action beats inaction every time. You can't steer a parked car. So get moving. Take that first step. Then take another. And another. Keep moving forward. No matter how small the steps might seem. A rocket launch. Most of the fuel is used in the first few moments, just to get off the ground. But once it's moving, once it's broken free of gravity's pull, it can soar into space with much less effort. Your rise can be like that rocket launch. The hardest part is that initial push, that first bit of action. But once you're moving, once you've taken those first steps, you'll find it easier to keep going, to keep rising. Be patient with yourself. Rising stronger is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens day by day, moment by moment, decision by decision. There will be setbacks along the way. There will be moments when you feel like you're falling all over again. That's okay. That's normal. That's part of the process. Don't beat yourself up over it. Instead, treat yourself with kindness. Treat yourself with the same compassion you'd show a friend who's trying to rise stronger. Remember, you're not just rising, you're rising stronger. And that takes time. It takes effort. It takes persistence. But I promise you, it's worth it. When you plant a seed, do you get frustrated when it doesn't immediately grow into a full-grown plant? Of course not. You understand that growth takes time. You water it. You nurture it. You patiently wait for it to grow. Your personal growth, your journey of rising stronger is like that garden. It needs time. It needs nurturing. It needs patience. Be kind to yourself as you grow. Be patient with yourself as you rise. 10th. And finally, believe in yourself. This might sound simple, but it's perhaps the most important principle of all. You have to believe that you can rise stronger. You have to believe that you have the strength, the resilience, the determination to overcome whatever fall you face. This belief isn't about ignoring reality or pretending that rising stronger is easy. It's about recognizing the power within you. It's about acknowledging your capacity for growth, for resilience, for transformation. Belief is a powerful thing. When you truly believe in yourself, you tap into a wellspring of strength that you didn't even know you had. You find reserves of courage that surprise you. You discover levels of resilience that amaze you. The more you rise stronger, the more you believe in your ability to do so, it becomes a virtuous cycle. Each rise strengthens your belief, and your strengthened belief fuels your next rise. For years, it was considered impossible for a human to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. But once Roger Bannister broke that barrier in 1954, suddenly it became possible. Within just a year, 3 more runners had done it. Today, It's the standard for all professional middle distance runners. What changed? The physical capabilities of humans didn't suddenly improve. What changed was belief. Once people saw that it was possible, they believed they could do it too. And that belief made it happen. Your journey of rising stronger can be like that. Once you believe in your ability to rise stronger, you'll find yourself doing it more and more. Your belief will make it possible. Now, I want you to think about something. Think about the person you could become if you applied these principles to every fall in your life. Think about the strength you could develop, the wisdom you could gain, the impact you could have when you commit to rising stronger. You're not just changing your own life, you're changing the lives of everyone around you. You're setting an example. You're showing others what's possible. You're becoming a beacon of hope and strength in a world that desperately needs it. Imagine a world where everyone committed to rising stronger. A world where falls weren't seen as endings, but as beginnings. A world where every setback was an opportunity for a comeback. What kind of world would that be? It would be a world of resilience, a world of growth, a world of constant improvement and evolution. It would be a world where problems become challenges, where obstacles become opportunities, where failures become fuel for future success. That world starts with you. It starts with your decision, right here, right now, to commit to rising stronger, to commit to using every fall as a springboard for growth, to commit to becoming the strongest, most resilient version of yourself